Net metering can make solar pay off in 7 years, or never. And most people don't check their policy until after they've signed the contract. Let me explain what net metering actually is, why it matters more than almost anything else, and how to check if your area screwed you. Here's the simple version. Solar panels generate power during the day. You use some of it. The excess goes back to the grid. At night, your panels aren't producing, so you pull power from the grid. Net metering is the policy that determines what happens to that excess power you sent back during the day. In states with good net metering, the utility gives you full retail credit. If electricity costs 15 cents per kilowatt hour, your excess solar earns you 15 cents per kilowatt hour in credits. So if your panels generated 50 kilowatt hours during the day and you used 30, you sent 20 back to the grid. That's $3 in credits. At night, you use 20 kilowatt hours from the grid. Those credits cover it. Your bill stays low. This is how solar works financially in most scenarios. You're using the grid as a free battery. But not all net metering policies are created equal. And over the last few years, some states have gutted their programs. Let's talk about the 3 types of net metering you'll encounter. Type 1. Full retail rate net metering. This is the best. Your excess power earns the same rate you'd pay to buy power from the grid. If you pay 15 cents per kilowatt hour, you get 15 cents per kilowatt hour back. States with full retail net metering. Most of the Northeast, parts of the Midwest, some Western states. But it's changing fast. Type 2. Reduced rate net metering. Your excess power earns less than retail, often at wholesale rate, 3 to 5 cents per kilowatt hour, even though you pay 15 cents to buy it back. This kills your ROI. Your panels generate power during the day when you're not home. You send it back at 3 cents. You buy it back at night at 15 cents. You're losing 12 cents per kilowatt hour on the arbitrage. States moving to reduced rates. California, Arizona, Nevada, Florida. Some by choice, some under pressure from utilities. Type 3. No net metering or export limits. Some utilities won't credit you at all for excess power, or they cap how much you can send back. Once you hit the cap, additional solar generation is worthless. This makes oversizing your system pointless. And it makes solar barely worth it at all unless you rehome during the day using power in real time. Here's why this matters so much. Let's run the numbers. Scenario A. Full retail net metering. System cost. $18,000 before incentives, $12,600 after tax credit. Your panels generate 8,000 kilowatt hours per year. You use 30% in real time, 70% goes back to the grid. At 15 cents per kilowatt hour, you get $1,200 in credits per year. Payback, 10.5 years. Scenario B. Wholesale net metering. Same system, same generation. But now your 70% excess only earns 5 cents per kilowatt hour instead of 15. You're only getting $420 per year in value instead of $1,200. Payback, 30 years. At that point, your panels are dying and need replacement. That's the difference. Same panels, same sun, different net metering policy. One pays off, one doesn't. So why are states changing their policies? Utilities fought back. Here's their argument. When you send power back to the grid, the utility still has to maintain the infrastructure, the poles, wires, transformers. They're not saving money just because you're generating your own power during the day. So they lobbied for reduced rates. In California, they won. NEM 3.0, Net Energy Metering 3.0, dropped export rates by about 75%. People who installed solar in 2022 under the old rules are grandfathered. People installing now? Much worse economics. Arizona did something similar. Nevada tried to kill net metering entirely in 2015, then partially reversed it after backlash. The pattern: utilities see solar as a threat to their revenue. They push regulators to gut net metering. Regulators often comply. Here's what you need to do before you even get solar quotes. Step 1. Look up your state's net metering policy. Google your state net metering rules 2025 or check your utility company's website. Step 2. Confirm the export credit rate. Is it full retail? Wholesale? Somewhere in between? Step 3. Check if there are caps. Some utilities limit how much solar you can install relative to your usage. If your annual usage is 10,000 kilowatt hours, they might cap your system at 10 kilowatts, preventing you from oversizing. Step 4. Ask if the policy is stable or under review. If your state legislature is debating net metering changes, your ROI calculation could change a year after installation. Here's the trap. Solar companies know this, but they're not incentivized to educate you. If you're in California under NEM 3.0, solar alone barely makes financial sense anymore. But solar plus a battery starts to work because you're restoring excess power instead of selling it for pennies. Guess what the solar companies push now? Batteries. Because they make money on the battery sale. I'm not saying batteries are always bad. In states with terrible net metering, they might be necessary. But that's a $10,000 to $15,000 additional expense that wouldn't have been needed if net metering policies hadn't changed. Here's my take. If your state has full retail net metering that's stable and not under threat, solar is a solid investment. Payback in 8 to 12 years, no battery needed. If your state has reduced net metering, you need to run the numbers carefully. If payback stretches past 15 years, it's marginal. If it's past 20, don't do it. If your state has no net metering or export limits, solar only makes sense if you're home during the day using power in real time, or if you're going off-grid entirely, which is expensive. One more thing, grandfathering. Some states that changed net metering rules grandfathered existing systems for 10 or 20 years. That means if you install now, you're locked into current rates even if they get worse later. But it also means those rates might never improve in your lifetime. Check your state's grandfathering terms. If they're good, it's a reason to act sooner rather than later. If they're non-existent, you're taking a risk that policies could get worse. Bottom line, net metering is the single most important policy factor in whether solar pays off. More important than your roof direction. More important than your local climate. More important than panel efficiency. Before you sign anything, know your net metering policy. If it's bad, solar might not be worth it, no matter what the salesman says. Next video, solar panel efficiency. What the numbers actually mean and why 18% versus 22% efficiency doesn't matter as much as installers claim. Subscribe. See you next time.